Welcome to DH Videos. After the stupendous win of superstar Vijay in Tamil Nadu, we are joined today with a special guest with the chief of the data analytics team of the Congress party and the chief of the All India Professional Congress, Mr. Praveen Chakravarty, who was one of the first people inside the Congress to sort of gauge the where the wind was blowing in Tamil Nadu. So we are joined by him. So welcome to DH Conversations.
Thank you.
You were one of the first people inside the Congress party to have gauged the political landscape, the way the wind was blowing inside Tamil Nadu. Can you tell us why? How did you sort of understand what was happening, and also why did it take so much of reluctance on the Congress's part to sort of accept that?
See, I think it really goes back to, say, July, August of last year, 2025, where I was doing some data work, collecting data on the ground, just to gauge the impact of this new party called the TVK. And when I first saw the results in about July or so, I was quite surprised, actually. I was quite surprised, not so much about the extent of support, but what I saw was a distinct age divide. So the data that I saw said nearly 80% of people below the age of 40 said that they want to give this new party a chance. They said, we are tired of the same old two-party establishment politics. We want to give this new party a chance. We don't know whether it will work or not, but we want to give them a chance. And they were very clear about it. At the same time, 70% of people above the age of 50 said, no, we don't know who they are, and so we will not vote for them. This sort of age divide, I have done election work for about 15 years in India. I have never seen this sort of an age divide. It took me back to 2022 Punjab. Very similarly, I was doing some data work in 2021, about 8-9 months before the Punjab election. And what I saw was a very similar message, which is Punjab for 50 years has had two parties, Congress and the Akali. An overwhelming desire for we need a change. We want to give a new party a chance. We are tired of the two-party establishment politics. And in that situation, the new party happened to be Aam Aadmi Party. But even in Punjab, the age divide was not so stark. Here, what was so striking was the age divide. So I couldn't quite believe it, actually, because I've never seen something like this. So I did it again, and I saw the data again. It just was consistent. Then it struck me, people below the age of 40 are 41% of the total electorate. If 80% of them say that they're going to vote for him, that alone is 30% vote share. And then I also knew that the DMK has never won a re-election in its history. When the DMK is in government, it always loses. So I said, on one hand, there is this massive desire for change among the youth. On the other hand, the DMK almost always loses 12 to 15% vote share every time it's in government. When I combined these two, it seemed quite clear to me that the TVK was going to do very well. Seats, number of seats and all that, even I did not know at that point in time. It was very hard to estimate that. But it was clear that they are going to do very well, upwards of 25% vote share.
Sir, how did the Congress sort of, is the Congress now open to more non-traditional allies now that you have severe ties with DMK in a certain sense? Are you open to allies like Jagan Mohan Reddy and others, like, people who have not been with you in the last 10 years?
No. I think you're using strong words like severe ties, and I think we'll have to put a lot of these things in context. I think there is a completely different view that the Delhi media has about these things, and there's a completely different way we see it from the ground in Tamil Nadu. It is not unique, neither is it the first time that two parties, including the Congress, face another party in the state election, but are allies when it comes to the Lok Sabha or the Parliament.
This happened.
And Bengal, Trinamool, the left in Kerala and Bengal, the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab and Delhi, we can fight each other at the state level, but at the national level, there is still hopefully an ideological unity. And hence, I don't think you can, we have to kind of really draw some big lessons here. As far as the state of Tamil Nadu is concerned, the Tamil Nadu Congress unit has decided to extend support to the TVK.
And so you're open to like more allies in and around the country, not just,
The foundation continues to be ideological alignment. Please remember, TVK, right when it started, said that the BJP was its ideological enemy. Those were their words. They stand for secular progressive politics. That's ideologically aligned with the Congress parties. So absolutely an ideological alignment is the first and foremost. If there is ideological alignment with a party and that party is rising to be a big political force, why not be an alliance partner to them?
So, after, the Tamil Nadu elections, we've seen how the DMK has written to the speaker asking for realignments of seats in the Lok Sabha. Do you feel that the sort of understanding that you've had with India parties also post Bengal elections, do you think it's going to go through a sort of change inside when it comes to Lok Sabha strategy or whatever it is?
See, I think we are mixing tactics with a larger strategy. Now, where people sit and what they do is a matter of tactics. Let's ask a very fundamental question. What is this bloc, whatever, the India bloc in Parliament about? It is about a secular progressive politics. It is about ensuring federal and states' rights, federalism and states' rights. It is about opposing the BJP's idea of one nation, one language, one nation, one religion, one nation, one food, one nation, one festival, one culture, all of that. Are you telling me that some of the parties that you mentioned are now going to turn around and support this?
That's not happening, yes.
It's bizarre. So we have to look at it regardless of whether they sit in, next to each other or sit. What is the larger picture here? If the BJP brings a bill on delimitation, are we now saying that the other parties that you mentioned, DMK or otherwise, are now going to turn around and support it? Clearly not. So we'll have to we should not miss the forest for the trees here.
So, since you also head the data analytics team and, now that we see elections, you said you've covered elections for 15 years. In this last 15 years, you've seen how data has become so intrinsic to elections. And now with AI entering the system, do you feel that, more technology, more AI is going to be seen in the way we do our elections?
See, it is inevitable. It is inevitable that all of these technologies will start to permeate, will start to kind of play a big role in elections. But at the same time, I'm the first person to caution over-reliance on data. At the end of the day, data is just a number, it loses the meaning and the context behind that number. So data can never ever replace people's experience, people's observations, what people see and feel on the ground. But what data does bring is objectivity. So in that sense, yes, there could definitely be an increasing use of data and AI. It's inevitable. But like in any technology, there are two sides to it. They're both good and bad. I think a lot of people have said that the TVK's win was, they really did not have any infrastructure, party infrastructure and all of that. It was largely a social media kind of driven, but I know that they had a very strong data unit. So very, very strong data unit that is constantly gauging feedback. So I think it's very clear that it'll play a big role.
So since in the first question that I spoke to you, you told us how an overwhelming majority of younger people were sort of trying to elect a different leader from beyond the two-party system. And when you see the sort of mood on being expressed on social media, you understand that the Gen Z voter is going to be a formidable face in the 2029 elections, and the Gen Z voter seems somewhat a bit of an anti-establishment voter at this point. So how does the Congress party plan to leverage that vote block?
And it's a very good question, Amrita. It's something that we have to think about as the Congress party. I mean, it's very clear that increasingly what we saw in Tamil Nadu, and what we probably also saw in, say, neighboring countries like Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, there is a generation shift in democratic politics, and that shift is about, we are tired of the status quo. We are tired of establishment politics. We want change. And that change could be for the better, for the worse, only time will tell. But at this point in time, we want change, is the overwhelming message. And not only do they want that, now what we saw in the Tamil Nadu election is the youth, Gen Z, convincing, almost coaxing, cajoling their parents and their senior family members to also vote the way they want them to. So they're not only a force among themselves, they're also an influencing force on the elders. With this, we absolutely, as the Congress party, and I'm a absolutely die-hard congressman. So it is in the interest of the Congress party and in all our interests that the Congress party soon starts to adopt and adapt to this changing narrative. We need fresher ideas. We need fresher faces. We need fresher people. We need fresher narrative. We need fresher ways of communication. We cannot be a prisoner of the past.
So, the 2024 elections and then now these round of elections have shown the Indian voter that somewhere the acceptability of the Congress party is so much more in the south. But again, the Congress party has not been able to crack North India the way it used to, before. Where do you think is the roadblock there?
See, I mean, broadly, yes, you're right that there seems to be a political divide between the North and the South in terms of voting preferences. But I would not agree that the Congress party is a lost cause in the North. I think we did very well in Rajasthan in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. We did very well in Maharashtra in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. We did very well in Haryana. Yes, we may have lost the subsequent state elections, and I am 200% convinced that the Maharashtra state election was lost due to vote chori, as Mr. Rahul Gandhi has demonstrated. So if you leave that aside, so it's 2024, it's not like we did not do well in the North. And in Uttar Pradesh, yes, in an alliance, but still, in Uttar Pradesh, we did very well in. So I am absolutely convinced, I don't agree that it's a lost cause, and I'm absolutely convinced that we can win back North India. Like I said, yes, we would also have to incorporate some changes within ourselves.
So since you spoke about UP is the big battle right now. UP is seen as a midterm sort of a mandate for the Lok Sabha elections. So how is the Congress prepping up for UP?
Now, I don't have first-hand information or knowledge about that. I've been kind of held up in Tamil Nadu until now. But I'm sure the Congress party, we've just finished our Kerala now swearing in.
Yesterday, yes.
So give us some breathing time, and then I'm sure we will recoup and re-energize ourselves for UP, and not just UP, there are other states also, Punjab and Goa and other states that are coming up. So absolutely.
So finally, I want to ask you, are we looking at changes within the Congress? Are we looking at organizational overhauls ahead of the 2029 elections? What are we looking at in terms of the Congress's?
I think changes are inevitable in that sense, right? I mean, every 6, 7 years, 8 years, there are changes that happen within the party at the organizational level. So like I said, I am a little less fussed about those, as all of you are in the media. I would like to see the Congress party change in terms of its style and narrative and getting younger leadership, having decision makers that are in tune with the Gen Z and the next generation of voters. I'd like to see those types of changes.
Thank you for joining us at
Thank you.
DH Videos today. Thank you.